Come on in, guys. Happy New Year to you. And yes, it's been a little while since I've been on here, but like a bad headache, I just keep coming back. And we are back here with a brand new year. Going to be doing a lot of these walk and talks here in the new year, so I hope you are ready for that. I miss talking to you guys. It's been a little while. December 10th was my last day that I talked to you on a live. And of course the holidays have happened since then, and was doing a lot of work on my book that I'm writing with Brittany called The One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations. You'll find out more about that here coming soon. But yeah, it's good to be back, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying your new year so far. Happy New Year. I have got a lot in the tank this year, you guys. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. I have so much to talk about when it comes to mindset stuff, changing your beliefs and challenging what you believe, childhood trauma, you name it. There's so much still in the tank. Probably as much talking about this subject as I had with keto, say, 10 years ago. And it's interesting because people are like, are you going to stop talking about keto? And I'm like, at this point, I think it would be impossible for me to totally stop talking about diet and health, but I'm certainly not going to emphasize it nearly as much as I have the last, say, 15 years of my career. So, going to shift that message over. Have a good day. Shift that message over to more like the mindset and encouragement and motivation. It just seems to me that in the world today, we don't need to know what macronutrients we need to eat nearly as much as we need to know why we think the way we do. Why do we believe the way we do? So that's why you see me doing a lot more work on those kinds of things. And I want to bring up a topic here today. And as always, welcome. If you have participation that you want to comment on, please comment below. I'm still thinking of making these walk-in talks into some podcasts where I would take out the best portions of it. So if you want to contribute to that, again, write down your comments below. But today I want to talk about something that a lot of people think about when it comes to a new year. January 1st has this really funny meaning in our culture. And look, I fell into it back in 2004. So what would that be? 18 years ago? 18 years ago today, I started a New Year's resolution to lose weight. That was what I did. 18 years ago, I went on the Atkins diet. I had read the book and was rip-roaring, ready to go January the 1st, 2004. And it's all good when you make resolutions. I'm not saying that they're necessarily a bad thing. But in our culture, we put so much emphasis on resolving to do things that sometimes resolving's not enough. And I want to put a twist on it with a similar sounding word and phraseology. Instead of resolve, don't resolve, problem solve. Now look, it takes a lot to admit the areas of your life where you're weaker. It takes a lot to admit where you have problems in your life. And yet, when you acknowledge things that are weaknesses, when you acknowledge areas of your life where you could use a little more work, that is when the growth can start to happen for you. So you can make all the New Year's resolutions you want. I resolve to be more consistent in my exercise. I resolve that I'm going to eat better so I can lose weight and get healthier. I resolve to this, I resolve to that. Look, people do that. And if that's you and you do well with that, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying that rather than resolving to do things, which is kind of a throw it up, hope and a prayer, why don't you problem solve? Why don't you look at the areas of your life where you can be a little better than you are right now? And it's not to say you suck totally at whatever it is you want to be better at, but you could use a little more analytical skills, a little more problem solving, a little more thinking it through. Do you do that? Is that something that's on the regular when you start a New Year's resolution? Do you look for the problem? I think what happens is people make New Year's resolutions and all they have is the end goal. The resolution, I want to lose weight. So the end goal is whatever it takes to lose weight, rather than, what am I doing in my diet? What am I doing in my lifestyle that could be contributing to my weight being higher? See how you rephrase it? See how you look at it from a different perspective rather than resolving and having some arbitrary goal in mind with no way to get there. Problem solving allows you to come up with a plan of action. And when you have an action plan you can implement, you feel more invested in what you're doing and more willing to put in the effort to make it work. Sorry for the weird music, but I'm walking by. Somebody playing all that stuff. I hope he resolves to play better music. Spanish rap music, I think. I like rap music, but that little background music is very distracting. Oh, sorry, look, a squirrel. So, New Year's resolutions. Not against them, you guys. If that's your thing and you enjoy that, so be it. But I want you to think about, even if you do make resolutions, do you have a plan? Do you have a way that you're going to deal with those things to make them a reality? I think the reason why most New Year's resolutions don't make it past January, and most certainly not after February, is people jump right in expecting the end result without any way to get there. That's like me saying I want to go to Timbuktu, Minnesota. And I have no idea how to get to Timbuktu, Minnesota. I just know I need to go north. So I start driving north. Am I going to find Timbuktu, Minnesota? Probably not very easily. I'll get up the road, go through a few states, and I'll get discouraged, right? Because I have no idea where I'm going. Because I did not have a plan of action. I didn't have a map or a GPS that would guide me to get to my final destination. That's what we do when we make New Year's resolutions, guys. We falsely believe that simply resolving that you want to do something is what's going to get you there. No. So it's no strange idea that explains why most people don't actually fulfill their New Year's resolutions. They don't actually problem solve. They don't actually look at the root of what it is they're trying to get to and change and make happen. So instead of resolving, problem solve this year. Think about your life. Think about the areas of your life that you would like to see some kind of a change happen. Don't resolve that you're going to make change happen. Look at it. Analyze it. What is this problem? What is the root of why I'm dealing with the problem that I am? And this applies to more than just weight loss and health. This is across the board with pretty much anything in your life. Problem solving is kind of a lost art in today's society. People don't want to think. They want other people to tell them how to live their lives. Being in the diet and health space for over a decade and a half, I can tell you, people will write me more times than not and just say, how do I need to eat? And I'm always like, heck if I know. Because I don't know your situation. I don't know your metabolism. I don't know your goals. I don't know what you've tried before. I don't know if you have food allergies. I don't know if you have a chronic illness. I have no idea how to tell you how to eat. Because quite frankly, it's not going to be the same from person to person. I can't problem solve for you. You have to identify those things for yourself. Are you feeling me here, you guys? And those of you coming in late, yes, I am back. Happy New Year. I did my stay-batical to 50 from September 1st to December 10th last year. And one of the popular things that I did was walking along this trail right next to my house for what I described as the walk and talk. So we're going to keep that going here in the new year. And so that's what we're doing here. Got a great topic for you today if you want to chime in. Don't resolve. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions on today, and I'm trying to say, look, don't resolve. Instead, look at the problems and resolve and solve those problems. Hello.
Hi.
So, let's see what you guys have to say, because I have a feeling you might have some thoughts on this topic. So let's scroll back to the top, see what you have to say. Courtney says, yay, you're back. Yes. I told you guys I would take a few weeks off, and they were much needed. I got to go visit my mom and sister for Christmas. I've been working really hard, all kinds of funky hours, working on my 10th book. So my next book that's coming out will be my first non-diet and health book, called The One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations. I am co-authoring that with my best friend and podcast co-host, Brittany Davis. Brittany has been so funny writing this book because this is her very first book. And so she's kind of freaked out a little bit at times, but it's coming together. It's a 40-day journal, and so we actually worked on the journal entries first, and then we went and did the introduction and some of the other parts that make up a book. And so we're towards the tail end of that process. We're not quite done with the manuscript, but we're hoping to have all that finished definitely within the next 2 weeks. And then I'm not sure of the process when it goes to the printer, but typically that's at least a 2 to 4 week period. Once we get the manuscript down and it goes to the printer, we start doing the audiobook, where we will vocalize the audiobook. I've done 6 of those before, but this will be Brittany's very first one. So it'll be interesting. I'm enjoying watching her go through this process, though. And I love the process of it. Look, this is my 10th one now. I've done so many, it's not nearly as novel as it used to be, but it's still exciting. And guys, I can tell you with great verifiability, this is the proudest book I've ever written. I have some very cool crowning achievement books in my life. Keto Clarity, The Complete Guide to Fasting. I've written a bunch of really cool books, and I'm very honored to have been a part of those. But I've never written a book quite to the level of the One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations. This one, guys, I don't know how to describe it for you other than you're going to be blown away. It is arguably the most raw, real book you'll ever pick up. And if you're into mindset, if you're into trying to figure out your place in the world, if you're trying to think about where are you heading in this world, why do you believe what you believe, if you've dealt with any kind of trauma in your past, like, you're going to want this book. And we hope it becomes a highly recommended book for people going through some stuff. Because both Brittany and I have gone through some stuff. She had sexual trauma, emotional trauma when she was a young girl. I had physical and emotional trauma when I was a teenager. It's real. And I think in the world right now, what we need now more than ever before is a whole lot of real. So we bring the real, I promise you. Lots and lots of real. Bulletproof Coconut, go Jimmy, new 2022. Love it, love it. Sharon says, Happy New Year. not feeling well, but here with you. Well, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Sharon. That sucks. Bring in a new year and feel like crap. That's never fun. Well, hang in there. Hopefully you get to rest this weekend. Courtney says, how are you going to navigate the undeniable connection between keto, low carb, and the mental health effects of eating that way? It's the foundation to me for even tackling the mental. Look, I think they feed into each other. So yes, while I'm shifting to more mindset stuff, I think it's heavily integrated with your nutrition. So you're spot on. You're not wrong. When you feed your body healthy fats, sufficient amount of protein, when you stop eating seed oils, refined carbohydrates, it's going to help you mentally. But like a lot of people, they start eating keto, for example, or carnivore, and they just think it's going to automatically, that alone is automatically going to cure all their mental health issues. No, it doesn't. Can it put you in a better place? You bet it can. But I think conjunction with good nutrition should be a good plan of action to work on some of your past traumas, work on some of the mindset and the beliefs and things. So yes, the two go hand in hand, and I think I'm the perfect person to marry those two subjects. Brittany is not keto anymore. She had surgery 2 years ago from a mesh that was put in her to fix a hernia, and she got an allergic reaction to it 2 years ago in January. And she was keto all the way up to then. And something happened with that allergic reaction that now she tries to eat keto, and it makes her bloated, it makes her sick. So she doesn't feel her best. So she had to shift away begrudgingly from keto. So I don't want to make a blanket that everybody dealing with their mental stuff needs to go on a ketogenic diet or go on a carnivore diet. I do think greatly for myself, it's been a wonderful adjunct to a lot of the mindset work that I'm doing, but I wouldn't do that across the board for everyone. But great question, Courtney. Thank you for that. Bulletproof says, I try to improve daily. New Year's resolutions make no sense to me. Well, they make sense to people in a culture where they only think about it once a year. So if you only think about New Year's resolutions at a time of year when everybody else is resolving to make changes, then it makes sense. But to your point, why don't we do it every day? I know there were several months ago when I was like, hey, if you want to change, don't wait till January 1st of a new year. Start your change now. Because if it's that important, why wait? And if it's only supposed to happen January 1st, what happens when you need to change in, say, May? Do you have to wait all the way to January 1st? What if you don't make it to January 1st? So I like your approach, Bulletproof. But getting people to understand that resolving, or in this case, problem solving, is a year-round event. Hello? Is a year-round event for them. And the sooner you realize that you do this anytime you need it, that's when you've grown. That's when you've reached the point that you get this finally. But not everybody's there, sadly. Too many people look for problems and not for the solution. I don't know that they look for problems, but they certainly find them. But that's the fun part. If you find a problem or you find something that you're not quite there yet, that's an opportunity. And we take the opportunities that life gives us to grow, to be better. At least I do. It's something that I feel like if more people started investing in themselves when they notice something is not quite right, rather than, oh, it's so horrible that something's not quite right. And I'm like, What are you going to do about it? Oh, it's just so bad. Okay, that's all well and good, but what are you going to do about it? And you kind of blow people's minds because we've not been trained to look for solutions. We've only been trained to find problems and then to bitch about said problems. No, thank you. If you want a problem solved, you've got to get your hands dirty a little bit. You've got to humble yourself. You've got to point fingers at yourself in ways that maybe you've never done before. Because if you care enough about that problem that you're dealing with, you will do what it takes to resolve it and solve that problem and not just wallow in the pity of having the problem. Kira says, I like to set goals, not resolutions. Yes, and when you set your goals, I'm sure, Kira, part of that setting of the goal is, all right, here's the goal, and here's what I'm going to do to make that goal happen. Because you're not just setting goals and then just hoping they happen. No. If you can't put feet behind the goals that you want, you can't put your mind behind it, all the resources at your disposal. I really hate these people too. Well, I just set the goal, and if the goal happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. I'm like, that goal never happens. Those people never succeed. Those people wonder, why does everybody else always seem to have things in life? Things never happen for me. Well, yeah, because those other people don't just set the goal, they seek to problem solve, and they seek to do all the things to pursue said goal. So if you have a goal for 2022 and you're resolving to change, you're resolving that you want things to happen, don't just have that dangling out there with nothing in the arsenal of your abilities and your talents and the things that you can do, with you doing nothing at all. The world doesn't work that way. The world doesn't work of, well, I want this, and so I'll just wait till it happens. No, if you want something, you have to go after it and seek after it and constantly want that so badly that you're willing to do almost anything to make it happen. And when you get there in your life, that's when the real magic of life happens, because you start solving the problems and you start getting better and you start being fulfilled in all the dreams and hopes you've had for yourself. That's where I'm at in my life, you guys. I feel like I've been blessed. I have some problems. I'm always seeking to solve those problems. And if something you do to solve it or attempt to do to solve it doesn't solve it, move on to the next thing. This isn't a one and done. This isn't a, well, I gave it the old college try. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. And while that might be possible, that it wasn't meant to be, don't give up so quickly. Let yourself examine all the ways that you could get to where you want to go. Happy New Year, Gabby. Thanks for being here. Bulletproof says problem solving should be a constant practice. Yes. Like, look, if you're not putting in the work to better yourself, obviously you guys watch me with all the mindset stuff I've been talking about. You listen to podcasts and you put in the work. You obviously care enough that you know you need to work on yourself. But we have those moments when we don't really want to, don't we? We have those times in our lives where we go, yeah, not worth it. And I suppose that's a choice at that point. And it's okay from time to time to take a break from it. But overall, you should be progressing towards resolving those problems, getting to where you want to go, and not just sitting back on your laurels, just expecting things to happen. Do you know how many people I know in my life that they just expect life to come to them? I don't understand that. How do you expect life to come to you if you're making no contribution to said life, right? If you're just letting life happen, how does it just happen the way you want it to happen? Hello.
Hi.
So let's move on to the next comment. If you just joined us, by the way, yes, I am back. Happy New Year to you guys. This is the walk and talk. This is the leftover remnant of the Staybatical 250 that I did in the fall. Really enjoyed sharing during my walk. It's about a 4-mile walk that I'm on. And I like talking to you guys about a topic, mindset related, on here. And I thought no better day to talk about this topic here today than on January the 1st, 2022, where we're talking a lot about New Year's resolutions in our culture. And so I'm saying don't resolve, instead problem solve. Look for the areas of your life that could use some improvement and figure out how to problem solve those areas. That's going to have a profound impact on you. So feel free to chime in. You got any thoughts about this subject? I'm always ears to hear from you. Linda says going to have to watch on replay dealing with plumbing problems. Glad to see you again. Well, I hope there's not overflowing poop in your bathroom. I had a toilet, this has been 7-8 years ago, but I had a toilet in my master bedroom that one night it made a really weird noise. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. Next thing I know, there is water shooting up out of the toilet. And even when we put the lid down, it filled up and then it started overflowing. And it was a step kind of thing up from the bedroom, which was carpeted. And it started flowing out. And right next to the door to the bathroom was the master closet. So all of this toilet water got into the bedroom, into the closet. They literally had to throw away all of our clothes. We had to rip up all the carpet. We had professional cleaners come in, and they had the little fans that dry it, and it takes weeks to dry. Oh man, that was a mess. I got brand new clothes out of it though, so that was fun, but hopefully yours is not to that level of craziness, Linda. But yes, glad to be back. Happy New Year to you, Dawn. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year, Cherish. Welcome, welcome. So yes, it is a brand new year, you guys. And I hope you take this opportunity today where you would normally think about New Year's resolutions. I hope you take this opportunity to seriously think about those areas of your life where you have known problems, known issues, known challenges, just things that you know you should work on, and think about ways to solve those problems. So don't just make a New Year's resolution to lose weight, for example. Look at the things in your life that may not be conducive for weight loss. Are you not exercising? That's one thing you can think about. All right, what can I do? I can start walking with Jimmy. Are you eating keto, but you're allowing in the keto treats? Okay, problem solve would be, okay, try cutting those out for a period of time. I will tell you one thing that I did after the Staybatical 250 was over, was I decided to come off of dairy. And I have not had dairy for a few weeks now. And something interesting has happened for me. In eliminating dairy, I have had more sugar cravings and more carb cravings. So that's weird, huh? I never thought that carb cravings could be induced by eliminating dairy, but it sure has. And so I'm contemplating bringing the dairy back just so I can calm that down, because I'd rather eat dairy than to eat carbohydrates. But I thought that was strange. So I'm still working on kind of problem solving a little bit of my issues. But you look at things closer in your life, the things that just aren't quite right, that you want to be better. And instead of resolving, you're problem solving. You're looking at those areas that you could work on. So hopefully you're doing that. Every day is a chance to improve. Absolutely. And in fact, I think if you wanted to make a resolution of sorts that could be along the same lines of problem solving, every day is a chance to improve. Wake up in the morning and write it down or speak it. What can I do today to make my life better today than it was yesterday? Now I realize that's very subjective, it's very open-ended, but you could point it every day. Just find some area of your life where you can be better than you were the day before. All right, I found that I got angry a little too quickly at a situation. So today, to be better than I was yesterday, I'm going to try to catch myself when I start feeling that way. Rather than getting angry, I'm going to choose not to get angry. So that's a problem that you identify, that then you come up with a solution for. You see how that works? I like that idea, Bulletproof. Every day, every new day is a chance to improve. So for the next 365 days, can you make it an effort that every day you ask yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? And identify some area that wasn't quite right the day before. It's an interesting idea. Think about how awesome your life would be a year from now if you just did something every single day, every single morning. How can I make today better than yesterday? It's pretty cool. Some people pick giant resolutions rather than small, sustainable steps. Yes, I want to earn $100,000 this year. All right. What are you going to go do to get there? I don't know. Do you have a course of action for creating a product or service to make that money? I don't know. Are you going to rob a bank? That might be the only way you get that. So you're right. Rather than, hey, I want to start a social media account, and then I want to start a podcast, and then I want to write a book, and it's on a topic that people are interested in, and you grow from there. That's how you can do the small, sustainable little steps like you're describing here. Glad you're back. I'm glad to be back, Bulletproof. I missed you guys. I was out here on this trail that was so weird because I got out here on this trail quite a bit over the last few weeks while I was gone, and I would pop on my earbuds. I mostly listen to 80s music because that's my jam. But it was so weird because I feel like I need to be talking to you guys. Oh, let me tell you something that happened. So about 4 days ago, I'm walking along this trail and I'm being approached by a man and a woman. The woman says, "Oh, hi, Jimmy." I'm like, I didn't see her right away. I thought, oh man, is it a fan? It turns out it's a lady who I met on this trail. She sees me out here all the time. Her name's Lisa. And Lisa had her husband out with her walking. And we stopped and talked. And she was telling her husband, yeah, this guy, he walks out here every day in the rain. He must have people who follow him because he was given some kind of a message that day. Are you a motivational speaker? It was just funny. So I told her about you guys, about what I've done for a living and what I do for a living now. And my new book I'm working on. She said, oh my gosh, you've written a book? I said, well, this is my 10th book. Oh my God, 10th book, what? So it was fun. They had just moved here from California. They got out of the hell known as LA, and they came here to Spartanburg, South Carolina to live. So they were very sweet, but it was kind of cool because she's like, I was hearing you say all these inspirational things. I was like, yeah. So we got a new fan. That was fun. That was a lot of fun, but yes, missed being here quite a bit. I'm working on letting go of anger I have for a lot of people who betrayed me. Oh, you and I could talk for hours about the betrayal. I've been stabbed in the back by so many people who I helped get books, who I helped start podcasts with, who I basically gave of myself, and then they decided to flip me the bird proverbially, and that's okay. I did my job, and I want you to be edified by this, Bulletproof. You did your job, and when you do your job with good intentions, whatever happens for that other person who decides to betray you, that's on them, and they're going to get the wrath of that. I honestly believe that when you try to help people and do it with a good heart, and then they betray you, they've got their day coming. Come-uppance is what they call that. Payday someday is what the Southern Baptist preacher always said. I often wake up at night with some of those emotions. It's a journey to try and let go of those who hurt us. Well, I can tell you, you're not alone in that. That's for sure. And if you let it go and realize it's their issue, I know it directly impacts you because you're the one that felt the betrayal, but they're the ones that instigated that. It really can calm your mind down, that you had nothing at all to do with it, and that they chose to make that action against you. It's hard, I know, but once you learn to realize it's not your cross to bear, it's theirs, it lets you let go of that stuff a little easier. Did I have a nice birthday, says Cherish. So yes, Monday this week was my birthday, December 27th. Honestly, I didn't do anything. I had plans with a girl, and the girl got COVID. And so that didn't work out. I guess it worked out that she didn't come and then find out she had COVID. That would have sucked. So I pretty much stayed at home, didn't do a whole lot that day. But I'm working on my 50th birthday party. I finally heard back from the hotel in the town over from me. We're going to try to set something up for either late January or sometime in February to celebrate. Going to invite you guys if you want to come. I probably got a couple dozen of my friends who want to come, but I'll open it up to any of you that want to come to Greenville, South Carolina. Mayor NXT says, keto or carnivore, your take and why? Take your pick. I think it depends. If you still love your vegetables, then by all means eat keto with mostly animal foods and adding in the vegetables that are non-starchy and green leafy that you like. But they're basically kissing cousins, keto and carnivore. Both keep inflammation down. Both keep blood sugar down. Both are healthy. I would say, so long as you make the preponderance of your diet animal-based foods on your keto, then you're going to be great. So pick which one sounds more appealing to you. I can tell you I've done carnivore now for 4 years. I'm not anal retentive about it. If every once in a while I want an avocado, I'll have an avocado. But for the most part, animal foods is my sustenance. And so just find the one that you feel like you can do. That's the best diet. The best diet for you is the one you can do. Always remember that. It's amazing how many people can betray you after you've done everything for them. It's amazing. Well, I have learned people are going to be people. I used to think people would treat me like I would treat them. And everybody I encounter in my life, I try to treat with love and kindness and respect, because that's what I would want from other people. And what I've learned is not everybody has that ethical compass about them. Some people want you just long enough to get what they need out of you before they spit you out. And they feel no remorse for spitting you out. It's why you've got to let those people go and realize they don't have your best interests in mind. They were never your friend. They were never on your side. Somebody that's tried and true to you would never do that kind of thing to you. So, good riddance is what I would say. Special place in heaven for you when you give selflessly. Yeah. Look, I've been that way my whole life. When I had nothing, I always tried to help other people and give. When I had lots, I always was very generous. And even now, where I'm in between having nothing and having lots, I still try to give and be a good human. We should all do that, right? You want to resolve to do something in 2022, be a good human. I posted something on my stories today. It was a video of this little boy. I don't know where he was, maybe Brazil. It was some other country. And he was buffing up the side of a car while they were at a stop sign or a stoplight. And the back window rolls down, and it's a little kid about the same age as the kid buffing up the car. And the little kid hands his truck out the window to the boy. And the boy starts playing with it for about 10 seconds. Then he goes to give the toy back. And the kid in the car said, "No, that's yours to keep." It was really wholesome. Hey. And so we need a lot more of that kind of thing. Being kind towards one another. The world likes to keep us divided and make us think that we're all down each other's throats. No, we're not. We're all in each other's side. If we would stop participating in all that division and we would all start being better humans towards one another, how cool would this world be? It's my goal. Maybe it's pie in the sky, but it's my goal. Good thing karma is a B. Well, yes. Karma will get you. But that's why you don't want that bad mojo. It's better to let those people out of your life. You give by sharing yourself with us. And we all can give by sharing with one another. Always. I think it's what's kept me in the game. Now, 18 years later today, I started on this journey to health. And what started as physical health change, I love where I'm at now. Because it's not just the physical health. It's the mental health. It's the mindset. It's the philosophy of life. All of those things matter. And in my opinion, matter a lot more than the food we put in our mouth, than all the mechanics of the diet culture, I don't care about any of that stuff if you can't help people being human in the process. And my very last episode of going live on Instagram, it kind of went viral a little bit. People were commenting on a lot of my commentary I was making about the keto world and how judgmental it has become. And it wasn't just a thing about me. It was just in general. I don't like the culture that has happened with keto and with carnivore. It's become very smug in a lot of ways. And this isn't across the board everybody, so don't think if you're in those communities that it's everybody. But it's enough of them. And the fat shaming that takes place, there's no room for that. And so I'm kind of over that aspect of the community that, quite frankly, I helped to build. I want no part of anymore. I would rather go talk mindset and shifting beliefs and trauma where I can really help people. And it's a sad commentary, but I'm actually welcomed more in that community than I am in the keto and carnivore space anymore. And so I can read tea leaves and know when to move on. And I'm not totally moving on from keto and carnivore. Still gonna interview people on the Living La Vida Low Carb Show podcast and do my thing, but it's certainly not what drives me anymore like it used to. Mayor says definitely our people claim if you go carnivore, you'll be deficient in electrolytes, sodium, potassium. Is it? Well, no, not if you supplement with those things. I use this electrolyte supplement called LMNT, LMNT. Go to drinklmnt.com/Jimmy and they'll give you a sampler pack. All you pay is the shipping. And yeah, I love it. I drink probably 3 or 4 of the packets a day. They have different flavors, but it's got all the electrolytes. And so eat your carnivore diet, drink your element, and you're good to go. Yes, Gabby says karma is a BB. Yes, a big BB. Kira says it's even more divisive in the bodybuilding community. Everything is a religious war. Higher weight versus higher rep. Technique, equipment. People never change. It just cracks me up. Yeah. Look, I'm no longer interested in internet squabbles over banality. Banality just kills my brain cells. And I'm just not interested in those kinds of conversations anymore. So, one of the ways I'm problem solving my own mental health in 2022 is I'm not going to get pulled into meaningless conversations online because they never end well. People like to just be heard rather than to listen and try to learn from one another. They just want to be heard. Well, if you go into an online debate with someone who only wants to be heard, you're not going to get anywhere with them. And so it's just not worth it. Preserve your own mental health. Refuse to participate in that kind of thing. Just not worth it. But guys, welcome back to 2022. Happy New Year to you. Hope you enjoyed your holiday season. And I hope you're ready for some walk and talks, because I have missed coming on here doing these walk and talks with you guys. But I'm glad to be back. And yes, I'll be doing more of these. I'm still walking. I'm debating whether I'm going to do it daily. That's a lot for me to do daily walk and talks along with 4 podcasts a week, along with writing books. It's just a lot. So bear with me if I don't come live every single day, but I will try to come live at least 2, maybe 3 times a week. Once I'm back in my normal flow. If I feel like doing more than that, obviously I will, but don't expect me to come on every day. That's a lot to ask. So, but I am out here walking, still enjoying it. I've been doing a lot of my ice plunges in my Morozco Forge. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a 365-day challenge where I resolve every single day, problem solve every single day to do an ice bath or a cold shower. If I'm traveling, I won't have access to my ice bath, but I can definitely get in a cold shower. So, today is day 1 of that. I will announce that pretty soon that I'm doing that publicly, but hope you guys enjoy the rest of this Happy New Year's Day. I'm going to chill a little bit this afternoon. Great goal for 2022 in life. Stick with those that lift you up. Yes. Always, always. What's up, Rescued Carnivore? Thanks for being here. So, guys, I'm going to pop off of here for now. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all the wonderful welcome back messages. I did miss you guys a lot, but we're back. All right, let me get off of here for now, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.